Thank you for joining me today for yet another unboxing video, and today we have Rambo, the board game, an epic experience by Chris Battalaris, brought to you by Everything Epic. This is a co-op board game of action, adventure, and war in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3 for 1 to 4 players. This is a huge box and it's extremely heavy. The game is for ages 14 plus. It takes about 90 minutes to play, and it's for 1 to 4 players. Rambo, the board game. They drew first blood, not him. No man, no law, no war can stop him. Sylvester Stallone is back as Rambo, and this time he's got his team with him in Rambo, the board game. You've seen the movies, now play the game. Become Rambo, Colonel Troutman, Colonel Bow, and others, and return to the war zone in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3. Replay your favorite scenes from the movies or forge your own path to victory with 52 highly detailed minis, including 2 choppers, over 100 gear and tactics cards, tons of intricate map tiles, and 10 epic heroes to become. Embark on 2 story campaigns of war with 20 unique tactical and strategy missions. In this diceless, stealth-based, guns-blazing, action-adventure thrill ride that brings you back to the 80s. You are Rambo now. For more information, you can go to rambogame.com. There you go, all the information about all the games. This board game was released in 2020 by Everything Epic Games. And again, for more information, you go to everythingepic.us. And a picture of the Rambo figure. This thing, I'm actually struggling with this box. It's so heavy. So, let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Oh, this is a very, very big game. So, right off the bat, some gear cards, you got all the stuff. So let's take a look at the core rulebook. Let's start with that. So you've got Rambo, the board game, and we've got the core rulebook. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Right off the bat, it's the game overview. You got single play mode, you got campaign mode. Let's take a look at the introduction over here. Rambo, the board game, is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players that puts you directly in the films Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Part 3. Your team will take on a variety of unique story-based missions, each with its own rules, strategy, and story. Along the way, you'll find new gear, learn new tactics, and ultimately build the best hero to win the day. Rambo, the board game, is made up of 20 unique missions. The mission book details the setup, objectives, and special rules for each mission. Your party can choose to play any mission from the mission book individually, or you can play through all the missions as a campaign. So again, you got your single play mode, you got campaign mode, you got gear stash, you got achievements. All of your components. Mission setup. Again, nice pictures detailing everything you need to know, and step-by-step setting up the game itself. You got the mission setup, and then you got your hero board setup. Different cards that you're going to be using. Where your heroes start. Got fewer than 4 players. When playing with fewer than 4 players, each player still chooses 1 hero to play from those available. Return all components for heroes that are not selected to the box. Setup is otherwise the same. Note that there are some gameplay changes with fewer than 4 players. Then the mission dossier, mission objectives, mission triggers, points of interest, objective triggers, battlefield conditions. Mission failure. Each mission lists conditions under which the team fails the mission. If any mission failure condition is met, the game immediately ends and you lose. You can choose to replay the mission and try again, or move on to the next mission in the mission book. Red headband rule, briefing, triggers, battlefield conditions. The game round. Deal threat cards, hero turns, enemy activation, battlefield condition. adjusting for 1 to 3 players. 3 players, 2 players, and 1 player. Okay, phase 1, deal threat cards. Phase 2, the hero turn. Enemy activation is phase 3. Gives you all kinds of examples of how to play. No enemies on the map. Battlefield conditions. Time is running out. On most missions, you must complete your objectives in a certain number of rounds. If you don't win before the battlefield condition phase of the final round, marked as mission failure in the mission dossier, you lose. And of course, they give you loads and loads of examples in this, and I really like that. Then you have your turn overview, clear persistent effects, reveal threat, choose stance, movement, and actions. You got your hero turns, clear persistent effects. You got armor tokens, threat cards, tactic cards. Reveal your threat, alert effect, threat effect, persistent threats. More examples of how to do this. Choose your stance. Alert, heal, valor, and armor. And your different icons, your armor, your movement, your valor, your heal, your alert, your actions. Movement and actions, moving your hero, movement rules. Hi, Rosie. Thank you for stopping by. Taking actions, attack an enemy, draw a tactics card, activate POL, point of interest. Or it's POI, not POL. Playing or discarding a tactics card, your tactic deck. You've got mission dossier, right, different cards. Using valor, you get 3 tokens of that. Enhance attack, block damage, enhance movement. Common bonuses, got it. The battlefield, map area, fog of war, cover terrain, tough terrain, impassable terrain. Examples, and you got gear. You got gear cards, gear loadout, finding new gear, discarding gear. Then you've got your weapons, you've got your range, your target, your damage, your alert, heavy weapons, your utilities, utility effects. Health and damage, you've got your health, you've got your wounds, you've got resistance, cover resistance, gear and tactics, enemy resistance. You choose wounds carefully. If you get too many wounds, it says if any hero on your team takes too many wounds, then you fail the mission. The maximum number of wounds that heroes can take on a mission is listed in the mission failure section of the mission dossier. Again, we're talking about armor. Then we go to alert levels. Hero alert track, comparing alert levels, visibility, other alert effects, threat cards, and mission failure. Making an attack. You choose a weapon, choose a target, deal damage, and raise alert. Choose a weapon and choose targets. Again, all kinds of examples in this book. All kinds. And you talk about line of sight, 2-corner rule, dealing damage. You've got bonus damage, resistance, cover resistance, valor. Different examples, and raising alerts. You got enemy cards, you got different enemies, again the icons, what they mean, what a card means, spawning enemies, killing enemies, enemy activation, it says here. Out of enemy figures, if you are ever instructed to spawn an enemy figure and there are no figures of that type remaining, spawn a figure of the next enemy card in the initiative row in alphabetical order. If all enemy figures are on the map, each time a new figure would spawn, all heroes gain +1 alert. Then we got enemy movement, enemy attacks, dealing damage, damage modifiers, bonus enemy damage, bonus hero resistance, cover resistance, armor value, or valor I should say, and more examples. So we basically got 19 pages of rules. And now we talk about achievements. Congressional Medal Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Silver Star, Air Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal. All and of course all the great people who brought you this game. Okay, that's your rule book. Now we have lots and lots of these cards here, which are your who you can be in the game to. These are your player cards. So this one here, you got Expendable, Rambo, Charge, Raid, Blitz, Berserk. All your icons here. It's health. You're not expendable. That's promo card. Musa Channon. This character can be used in Rambo 3. So on the front, it's got the picture and it tells you which movie you're using it for. So this was a promo, so that's just an extra card in the deck. You got it, so that's that. So that's Rambo 3. Let me turn it over this way, I'm going to say. So it's another promo Rambo. They drew First Blood. So you got one with a machine gun, you got one with a bow and arrow. Again, chase, stalk, pounce, bushwhack. 5 wounds in your danger level. Then you have First Blood Part 2. Got Colonel Trotman. Right. There he is again, his wounds. Got a little quote from him from the film: move, patrol, ready, attention, and again, threat track. Then you have Rambo First Blood Part 2. This is Wei Ting. Sprint, crawl, aim, prone. 1 shot, 1 kill. Again, he's got 5 wounds and his threat tracker. I have this girl here. Ko Bao. Scout, brace, duck, hide. You're not expendable. Again, alert, wounds. Then you've got the Rambo card for Part 2. Again, he's got 8 wounds, more than anybody else it seems. All right. To survive a war, you got to become war. Beat feet, meld, hunt, and improvise. We have Rambo 3, Colonel Trotman again. 6 wounds, move out, square up, dust off, rank and file. You expect sympathy. And his warning track. This is Layla Srirac. 6 wounds, command, control, Krav Maga, Siret, recon. I still have a mission to do. There you go. Sure. And you got Rambo Part 3. Again, 8 wounds, breach, blockade, siege, infiltrate. I'm no tourist. There you go. So you can be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They give you 10 player boards. They give you 10. That's pretty cool right there. Then you've got this letter here. It says, attention soldiers, read me first. Before the first time playing Rambo, the board game, follow these steps. Organize card decks, fog of war cards, threat cards, gear cards, tactic cards, enemy and vehicle cards, mortar cards, player count, reference cards, which are those over there. Organize punch board, miniatures, and storage. There you go. So I'll put this over here too. So we've got a lot of stuff in this box. You have the actual game board, and here's the game board, and this is your mission book. So this tells you all the different games you're playing. So this is your mission book. Rambo 2 tells you about everything you need there. Everybody that's included, and it gives you some language from the movie. And this, so I'll tell you here, heroes for missions 1 through 15: John Rambo, Sam Troutman, Bao, and Ting. So then it tells you mission 1, nothing goes as planned. Board setup, threats, tactics, gear, Rambo, Troutman, what their starting stuff is, enemy trackers. Your briefing, mission triggers, battlefield conditions, mission failure, objectives, and mission failure right there in different pictures. Okay, then we have move out. Again, the enemy tracker, again, more information about this mission. Third mission, what's for dinner? Again, set up with the board. It's all set up the same way. Enemy track, threats, tactics, gears, characters you got to bring, conditions of winning and losing. Mission 4, seek and find. Mission 5, cargo caravan. Mission 6, get to the river. Mission 7, POW camp recon. Mission 8, pirates will be pirates. Mission 9, extraction zone ahead. Mission 10, Iron Will. Mission 11, hey, that's mine. Mission 12, not expendable. Mission 13, hijack. Mission 14, no man left behind. Mission 15, guerrilla warfare. Rambo 2 epilogue. So you read this after you're done with that one. And then Rambo 3. So that's your ending of Rambo 2. So all those 15 missions are all part of Rambo 2 part of the game. Now we roll into Rambo Part 3. Again, there's an introduction page, a prologue, a little bit of reading, get you in the mood with some of the language from the movie itself, and then you go into your missions. Mission 16, get Trout out. Set up exactly the same way. Again, it tells you how to set up the board, enemy tracker. Then again, over here you got threats, tactics, gear, different characters you're going to be using, objectives, mission failure. You can have your briefing, your mission triggers, objective triggers, and battlefield conditions. Layla's Revenge is mission 17. Mission 18 is Fortress Assault. Mission 19 is the Russian Bear. Mission 20 is This Time It's Personal. More photos from the movies. And all your game icons, your actions, your movement, your alert, your health, your armor, your valor, targets, range, damage, resistance, persistent effect, and all the great people who brought you the game over at Everything Epic. So this board game is epic because there's so much stuff that's included. So you want punch boards? We've got lots of punch boards. So front and backs are different. Point of interest up to 12. A whole bunch of this stuff here. The awards you can win. Different tokens for your main characters. Firing, different icons. Not sure what those are for. You got your parachutes. You flip it over. Your parachutes and that all the same. Characters are all the same. POWs. So those icons used for both. Let me just pop this out real quick. Again, nice thick cardboard. Goes back in. Oh, goes back in as easily as it comes out. So that's your first sheet of tokens. Got another sheet of tokens here. These are some guard towers. These are some vehicles. Again, pop out nice and easy. These are really thick cardboard, actually, so try to get it back in. There it goes right back in for you, as I always do. Pops out, pops back in, just as easy. There's trucks, and on this side, you've got some boats, 2 different kinds of boats. And then you have your destroyed towers. That's cool. All right. Then you have another sheet. Big punch out. Different huts you got. And then you got destroyed huts, or when they go into it, so you got stand your guys up. You got your barbed wire around it. That's cool. So that's another sheet of tokens. Then you've got your wounded, exclamation points, and your other tokens here. This is cool. This is your tracker, your round tracker. How cool is that? It's the actual, it's cardboard. You track your rounds with this. This is your John Rambo knife special right there. That's awesome. I also have the First Blood game, which I played and I beat. It also had a knife like that too. Very, very cool. And you also have 1 round of ammunition right here. Not sure what that's used for. There you go. Flip this over. Again, front and back are the same. Wounded. There you are. Oh, sorry about that. There you go. Put this down here. Boards. Game boards. Some tiles. Wow. I don't even know if this game would fit on my game table. Again, very cool jungle fighting and desert fighting. Not sure what these lines all indicate, but I'm sure it'll explain it to you in the rule book. Got some arrows here. So that's 1. Here's another one. It's more jungle. And some more desert. 2. And you got a river here, and you've got yellow in here. So I'm not sure what that means, impossible terrain, or what it means exactly, I'm not sure. Again, it seems like you have arrows that tell you how to connect the boards. At least where north or south is during the game. Got an arrow here, got a bunch of arrows up here too. So I'm not sure what those mean. You got the yellow up here, you got the dotted lines. So I'm not sure what all that means. Again, it'll be all explained in the rule book. So here we go, more and more and more. That's where some shells landed. Again, more of that yellow border, the dotted lines. Looks like a statue down there, some shells down here, some sandbags. Yeah. Again, somewhere shells landed. You got the destroyed tank, it looks like there. And more of those arrows. Another arrow down here. This is a POW village right here. Very cool. It looks like an army base. Again, when you're looking at the mission book will tell you which tiles you need to use, how to place them, and all that stuff. Get another POW camp. Helicopter. In the base, sandbags. Supplies. So, okay. Very cool. Another board. Not sure what this is for. As you can tell, there's a storm heading that's hitting right now, so you probably hear the raindrops in the background. Oh, this looks like treasures in here. Looks like gold. Obviously, it's an underground cavern. Got some supply crates here. All right, cool. And we got even more tiles. Getting more of the cavern. Again, this one, instead of having yellow, now it's got red. Not sure what that all means. Got the arrows again. Okay. Got a river here. Got plenty of, kind of, looks like that looks like a base, possibly. Bunker? Possibly, not sure. Looks like a bunker. All right, then again, you got more desert. Got some hills here, sand dunes. There you go. Even more tiles. So you really get your money's worth when it comes to tiles and stuff like that in this game. You really do. Getting the bunker again. You got the yellow markings. Again, you got the sand dunes again. Then you got another tile. If you never play the game and you keep just the tiles, it's worth the investment in the game. I'm not sure if this game is still in print or not. I picked this up a while back and just haven't had a chance to do an unboxing of it yet. Because I knew it was pretty massive. That's why I wanted to take my time getting here to kind of look at it. Again, I went through the first Blood game. It was very fun. I did it solo. Took me a couple times to defeat the game, but eventually it did. Once you get the rules, there's a crashed helicopter. Got some other movements. Can be tricky on that area there, sure. I'm gonna flip this over. Oh, got a desert city here. Something covered over there. Over here too. So you can't see from over the air. Okay, cool. And then you got a boat. A bridge. Some heavy water over there. Again, another compound, a desert. Again, another bridge, same tile again. A lot of tiles. A lot of tiles. A lot of duplicate tiles. So it's obviously got to be in different parts of the jungle. You got a waterfall now. That's really cool. And these are good for 28mm characters. I'm just going to throw him out there real quick. It tells you how big it is. So the square is perfect. His size for 28mm, perfect size. More terrain. Oh, got a couple tanks here now. Got a truck, tanks. Got a rocket launcher on the back. That's going to be a tough board to beat right there. All right, there you go. So you get a total of, let me count this out here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's basically 30 tiles right there. That's why the box is so heavy. All right, moving on, as they say. They give you a bunch bag for all those tokens. That's going to be helpful. Different cards that you have here. Take a look at these, what these are. It says here. Oh. 3, 1. Oh, so they're all 6, 1, 11, 5. So it tells you by the different scenes that you're going with. So that's 3, 1. 2 guards face each other yelling in Vietnamese. Then one silences the other and sweeps his eyes in your direction. 2 guards. See the tiles pointing that direction and where they are located. Again, all these cards are the same. These are where the setup is on the board, where the characters are located. Enemies are scouting the shore. They are relentless and do not want you to escape. If revealed by hero, spawn red enemies. If revealed by battlefield conditions, spawn black enemies. So you're going to have 3 guys here or 4 guys. Put a token, it says POW. You open the door and step inside. You hear labored breathing. You see the beaten, battered, tortured, but not broken soldier tied up. Somehow he's still alive. You have one job now, to get him away from this place. Again, these are all different things. Lots and lots of these cards right here. Okay, lots and lots of those. All right, so that's what that deck looks like. Let's see what else we got in here. We probably got more of these cards too. Yep. Again, there's a gear card, get that out of there. Gear card, get that out of there. Gear card, get that out of there. Sometimes in the box of cards we get mixed up, as you can tell. Again, you have more of these cards as well, like I said. Again, telling you where to set up on the board. You find a destroyed well kept away from the camps. You could repair it with a little effort. You may use this to gain +1. Again, the troops. Again, you're pulling cards. So these are your mission cards, what they're telling you. All right, so you got lots and lots of those right there. Okay, then you got a threat deck, you got tactics. Let's separate the cards real quick. Again, they get intertwined sometimes. Okay, so let's see what one of these card decks look like. Again, we're going to find more of them, but this is what the base looks like when it's a threat deck. Okay, demoralized. Each hero at red flips 1 gear card face down to show it's disabled. When this is discarded, flip all gear cards face up. Each hero at orange suffers 2 fire. Heroes at yellow may not end their turn in cover. Every hero loses 2 that. Anyone who can't suffers a wound. Jungle set 7 of 10. Okay. Trained enemy set 3 of 7. So again, you get demoralized, defensive position, sinkhole, faltering leadership, tainted combatants, monsoon, bone aching fatigue. So these are things that are happening to your characters. You have your threat deck. What's going to make you lose the game? Dehydration, treacherous terrain, spotted, punch it, deadly wilds, call for backup, evasive maneuvers, hazardous footing, I got you now, outmanned, fire support. All enemy attacks deal +2. If at least one hero is red, all enemy attacks deal +3 instead. Outflanked. So those are your threat deck. In this game, there's, as you can tell, there's a lot of everything. So here's more of those cards we showed you before. The setup. And I'll tell you what section it's used for, which event, or which. So look at all those cards. Wow. Okay. More threat cards. We just did those. And these are all tactics, and these are all threat. That's gear. We'll get to that in a second, because as I'm talking here, all right, more of the threat deck. The gear. Again, more of those cards. If you remember, we read the white sheet that said get all your cards in order. Well, it's a lot to do with these cards to get them in order. So there's all those, because they're all going to be in order. All right, so here's your threat deck. So again, you're not really dice rolling in this game. The threat deck controls all the action. There you go. I'm not going to read through them all, but they're all set up exactly the same way. Depends on what where your characters are at, whether on the red, orange, or green level. Red, orange, yellow, or green level. So it all depends upon the condition of your characters as they're moving around the board. Okay, got those. These cards are a little different. Make sure they're all the same. So let's see what these are. Well, different characters cards. Okay, so you got Sergeant Kurkov the Bear. Special abilities, activation, behaviors. All right, and the figure what it looks like. Sergeant Kurkov the Sniper. Commander Ivan. Russian Watchman. Russian Special Forces. Russian Jailer. Russian Guard. Russian Patrol. A Huey Chopper. Pirate Boat. Lieutenant Colonel Sergei Podolsky. Russian M24 Hend. Vietnamese patrol boat. Enemy vehicle. Pirates. Vietnamese mortar camp. Vietnamese gun camp. Russian truck. Russian officer. Russian Spetsnaz. Russian soldier. Officer Din. Vietnamese officer. Vietnamese guard. Vietnamese scout. So these are the villains in the game. What else we got here? Here we got tactics. Now we got a mortar deck. We got gear. More tactics. Mortar deck. Gear. Tactics. Mortar. Gear. Tactics. Tactics. Gear. came across this now. What are these? Oh, look at this. You got player reference sheets too. Got 4 of those, up to 4 players. So let's take a look. This says round phases, deal threat, hero turn, enemy activation, battlefield condition. Flip that card over. Here are what all your tokens mean: action, alert, armor, damage, health, move, persistent, range, resistance, targets, valor, red alert, visible everywhere, orange alert, when in cover, hidden to enemies outside your area, yellow alert, you are only hidden in cover, green alert, you are hidden. So yeah, so you flip this card over here. That's not a good one. So we're trying to look at the alert levels here. Those are all lower level. See here. Actually, perfect. Let's grab this guy here. Right. So we're saying here. Going to talk about this. So green. Each hero at green gains 1. So that would say gains 1 valor. All right. Green, you are hidden. So each higher at yellow heals 2 wounds. Yellow, you are only hidden in cover. Got it. Each hero at orange heals 1. Orange alert, when in cover, hidden to enemies outside your area. Red alert, heroes at red deal +1 damage on all attacks. They're visible everywhere. So that tells you how to read those. Okay? So those are your 4 player reference cards that you also get. And we're almost done with I have some more of these. This is the Russian tank commander, Zazin's helicopter, Colonel Zazin. Okay, so that's more villains. Then we got tactics cards, mortar deck. Again, in this game here, it appears to me so far there is no dice rolling whatsoever. Everything is card-based. Again, there's so many cards. All right, we're just about done, so hold on here. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's kind of annoying to have to separate these cards, but they get all mixed up sometimes in the package. Okay, you've got also a mortar deck. Looks like this. Mortar impact. 6 damage and 4 damage. Okay, it just tells you, right, tells you who's getting injured and where when the mortar goes off. Got a bunch of those. There goes your mortar deck. Oop, careful of that. There's quite a few of these cards. We also have, to fight a war, when you're going to war, like I said, you've got lots of gear cards to choose from. Grill suit, Model 70 rifle, bow, chopper machine gun, ranger boots, shovel, sniper rifle, knife, beret, pistol. So all kinds of stuff. And again, right on each of them, you can tell them, the icons tell you what kind of damage it does. You gain +2 from cover instead of +1. When you attack an enemy outside your area, your attack has -1. So weapons, grenades, binoculars, radio, combat boots. Take a look at some of all these cards here real quick. Just tells you all of the cards. Again. Oh, goes back here. Utility, red headband. Enemies have +1 targeting when targeting you. If you are at red, you have +1 that on all attacks. When you are attacked, you may discard this card to gain -1 of that and +1. All right, Colonel's Beret, RPGs, Uzis, tank top, walking stick, fancy dress. There you go. That's more of your cards that we get. Then, of course, you have your tactics deck, which is huge also. Huge tactics deck of cards. So let's take a look at one of these. It says Opportunist Tactics. Oh, so each character has their own. So I have to arrange these into. So there's Rambo, Colonel Troutman, Knife Master for this girl. So you have to arrange these. So each player has a deck for their own player. They have a player deck. Okay. So again, Opportunist down here tells you all enemies in your area have -2 this. It tells you who the character is. So they have 13 cards in their deck. This is card 8 out of 13. It's worth 2 hero points. Win Ting 5 out of 13. Rambo part 3, card 2 out of 13. So you got to arrange these according to, I'll say according to the character and also the part you're playing, whether it's part 2 or part 3. Again, I'm just going to show you these cards real quick. I'm not going to read them all. I think my voice would be shot if I read each and every one of these cards. There's just so many of them. This is in half the deck. Okay, that's part of it there. That's your tactics deck there. And this is the other part of the tactics. So again, this would be Colonel Troutman for Rambo Part 3, card 5 out of 13. Again, you're playing cards instead of rolling dice. So that makes sense to me. Obviously, there's lots of artwork, pictures from the actual films, which makes this, really immerses you into the game itself and taking on the roles in the different films. So if I was going to play this game, I gotta tell you, I'd watch Rambo Part 2 first, because that's what I did when I played the first edition of this game, which was The First Blood. I watched the movie. Now, you have also, these are the final 4 cards. There's solo hero, 2 heroes, 3 heroes. So let's go solo hero. Increase your health total by 3. Activate 4 times per round. At the start of the round, gain +2. At the start of each turn again, +1. So this gives you 3 additional health. 2 heroes. Increase the hero's health total by 2. Each hero activates twice per round. That's the same. And of course, if there's 3 heroes, each round the team leader chooses a different hero to activate twice and gain +1. That hero cannot be chosen twice in a row. So you got to rotate your characters. There you go. So if you want to play 2 heroes, you can play with solo or 3. Hi, Rosie. Yep. Okay, put that. And last but not least, you have your pack of figures. And you have a tremendous amount of figures here. So I'm going to try to deal them out as best I can. So we'll start with the gunship. That's a cool mini right there. It's about 20 millimeters. Size comparison, obviously it's much smaller than the figures are, but again, very cool figure right there. Really digging that. Obviously that's from Rambo Part 3. And then we have the Huey Chopper. If you remember, there was a game way back when called Chopper Strike. It reminds me of that game. Awesome. Now, I don't know how many of each of these figures you get, but there's a John Rambo figure. They're nicely detailed. I think they're, I don't think he's 28 millimeter. I think they're a little small. I think they're 20 millimeter. So size comparison would be the Hero Clicks figure. It's a standee from Starfinder. Character from Dust. So height-wise, they're about the same. Base-wise, they're about the same, but it's just a little thinner. These are more on the heroic scale. These are a little thinner. So, okay. All right, so there's a John Rambo figure. Just gonna start picking up guys so you can see them. There's another John Rambo figure. Another shotgun. Okay. Not sure who that is, but looks like a, not sure. I think he's from part 2, not part 3, part 2. Okay. Yeah, he's a Vietnamese fighter. Yep. The sculpt. Very cool sculpts, you know, very cool. That's Rambo. That looks like it's Rambo. With the helicopter machine gun, that's cool. You got another Rambo wandering around with his big knife. And again, M60. That's cool. That looks like the girl. Now she could be the villain, one of the villains, or she could be one of the guys in his team. I'm not sure. That's cool. Another sculpt. So you got a lot of different sculpts in this game. That's cool. Oh, that's a sniper. Not sure if that's a Russian guy or what kind of guy, or that's Rambo with the rifle. Not sure. That's pretty cool. That looks like a Russian soldier. So that would be from the 3rd movie, I'm assuming. Yep. Not sure. But these sculpts are really cool. Really, really cool. Let's see what else we got here. Got another guy. So you got, like I said, you got lots and lots of sculpts here. I'm trying to show you most of them. I showed you him already. Did I show you this guy? Nope. Wait, did I show that? That's the same guy? Yeah, I did show you that. Okay, I did show that guy already. And here's another guy about the same too. All right. I showed you that guy already. All right, who's this? I'm not sure who that is. I think that's one of the special guys. I'm not sure though. Got some more. And some more. And some more. Like I said, these guys seem to be a little, so, no, I guess not. They are the same size. Okay. this guy to a dust guy. Oof. A lot smaller. To hero click. Yeah, a lot smaller. Okay. Some more guys. I think he's a special guy. Rocket launcher, and it looks like a blade of some kind. Yep, maybe a scimitar. Okay, some more of those guys. More of those guys. Okay, pushing them in. So just seeing how many figures you get here. You get a whole lot. More. So I think I showed you most of the sculpts. Oh, that's a Colonel Troutman right there. Good to see the Colonel. I believe this guy here. This is Colonel Troutman Osmo. I'm gonna believe that is. Getting some more. And some more. And your last three. Wow. So if I back this up just a little bit, there you go. And that, so everything from here over here, these are all your kind of, I don't want to say lowly, but these are your kind of your grunt figures. These are your bad guys. These are all your bad guys here. And it looks like these are your main characters over here. That's the way I'm seeing it right there. It's kind of when I break them apart and look at them. Anyway, just under an hour, but this was an incredibly large unboxing. Let me just double check in the box. There's nothing else in here. Man, there's a lot of stuff included in this game. And it looks really interesting. I can't wait to give it a shot. Anyway, that concludes our unboxing, our massive unboxing. Man, a lot of cards, figures, game boards, a lot to this game. Really, really impressive. Really, really impressive. Anyway, that concludes this unboxing for Rambo, the board game. An epic experience by Chris Batteralis, brought to you by Everything Epic. It's a co-op board game of action, adventure, and war in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo Part 3 for 1 to 4 players. Again, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can give us a thumbs up or leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you can be informed as to any time we release any new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.